Let's discuss greaser landings and why they're often unsafe and might not be the best use of your landing practice time in the plane. As you might notice, I'm outdoors, and that's because I wanted to experiment creating this entire video on my phone using AI tools. I crafted the concept and script, then technology did the rest as I walked around my neighborhood getting some cardio. Let me know what you think.
Pilots take pride in their landings, and passengers often notice. A super smooth touchdown, sometimes called a greaser, is often celebrated for the wrong reasons. It feels elegant and skillful. Passengers might even applaud. But a greaser shouldn't be the goal, and in fact, airlines actually discourage this technique as it's counterproductive to safety. We need to change the mindset of instructors and student pilots to prioritize skill over spectacle. A firmer landing is safer. So next time you're deplaning an airliner as you walk past the cockpit and see the crew, congratulate them on a firm landing. Unless it was smooth, then tell them they need more training. Sometimes conditions make a smooth landing difficult or even risky. Runway length is critical in aviation. Pilots aim for a specific touchdown zone. This ensures enough space to slow down safely. A greaser landing might seem appealing, but it can lead to the plane touching down too far down the runway. This leaves less room for braking. A firmer touchdown, in the correct zone, gives the pilot more control. It allows for a quicker and safer stop, especially on shorter runways. Floating is a phenomenon that can occur during landing. If a plane is slightly above the ideal glide path, it might float in the air longer. This is often associated with attempts to achieve a very smooth touchdown. Floating uses up valuable runway space. It increases the risk of running out of runway before coming to a stop. A firmer landing helps avoid floating and ensures a timely and controlled stop. Wind shear and turbulence upsetting the approach. In this section, we delve into the challenges pilots face when dealing with unpredictable weather conditions. Weather is a major factor in aviation safety. Turbulence and wind shear can create sudden and unexpected changes in an aircraft's altitude and attitude, making it difficult for pilots to maintain control. Crosswinds and gusts can dramatically impact an aircraft during landing. These winds can come from any direction and vary in intensity, posing a significant challenge even for experienced pilots. A strong gust can push the plane sideways, making a smooth landing nearly impossible. Pilots must constantly adjust the aircraft's position to counteract these forces. In such conditions, a firmer touchdown is often necessary. This technique involves bringing the aircraft down more decisively to ensure it stays on the runway. It helps to firmly plant the aircraft on the runway, improving stability and control. By doing so, pilots can better manage the aircraft's momentum and reduce the risk of skidding or veering off course. This allows the pilot to counteract the wind's effects and maintain control of the plane. Continuous adjustments and a firm grip on the controls are essential to ensure a safe landing in adverse weather conditions. Pilots undergo rigorous training to handle such scenarios, emphasizing the importance of precision and quick decision-making. Weight and balance, and the need for decisive contact. Understanding the principles of weight and balance is crucial for every pilot. It's not just about knowing the numbers. It's about comprehending how these factors influence every aspect of flight, especially during critical phases, like landing. The weight of an aircraft also influences landing techniques. Pilots must adjust their approach based on the aircraft's weight to ensure a safe and effective landing. This involves precise calculations and a deep understanding of the aircraft's performance characteristics. A heavier plane requires a different approach than a lighter one. The increased mass affects the descent rate and the amount of runway needed to come to a complete stop. Pilots must be trained to handle these variations to maintain safety. Heavier aircraft need a more decisive touchdown to ensure the landing gear makes firm contact with the runway. This firm contact is essential to activate the aircraft's braking systems and other deceleration mechanisms effectively. A smooth landing might not provide enough force to engage the plane's braking systems effectively. Without sufficient force, the aircraft might not decelerate as expected, leading to potential overshooting of the runway. This can be dangerous, especially when carrying heavy loads or landing on a wet runway. Wet conditions reduce friction, making it even more critical for the landing gear to make decisive contact. Pilots must be prepared for these scenarios and adjust their techniques accordingly to ensure the safety of the aircraft and its occupants. Safety first. Prioritizing skill over spectacle. Ultimately, safety is paramount in aviation. Every decision a pilot makes is rooted in ensuring the safety of everyone on board. While passengers might appreciate a greaser landing, it's essential to understand that it's not always the safest option. A smooth landing might feel more comfortable, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best choice under all conditions. Pilots are trained to prioritize safety above all else. Their rigorous training programs emphasize the importance of making decisions that protect the aircraft and its occupants. They will adjust their landing technique based on a multitude of factors. These include weather conditions, runway length, aircraft weight, and even the condition of the runway surface. Sometimes, this means sacrificing a perfectly smooth touchdown for a firmer, safer landing. In challenging conditions, a firm landing can provide better control and reduce the risk of skidding or veering off the runway. Remember, a good landing is one you can walk away from, but a great landing is one where the airplane can be used again. It's a testament to the pilot's skill and judgment, ensuring that everyone on board reaches their destination safely. So next time you experience a landing that feels a bit firm, take a moment to appreciate the expertise and decision-making that went into it. The pilot's priority is always your safety. In the end, prioritizing skill over spectacle ensures that every flight concludes with the most important outcome, everyone arriving safely.